let's talk about the Caitlin Clark situation with Angel Reese. You know, Caitlin Clark, she was doing the "you can't see me" stuff, or whatever, and Angel Reese did it once they beat Iowa, and
take the next left onto College Parkway.
A lot of people were upset with Angel Reese when she did it. And like I said, that just continues to be another double standard in America. You seen the owner of Barstool Sports, or the CEO, whatever he was, called Angel Reese a piece of shit. You got to understand, man. I seen Iowa versus South Carolina for the first time, and the first thing that stood out to me was Iowa had a bunch of white players and South Carolina had a bunch of black players. And Iowa, beat them. South Carolina just couldn't shoot. And that didn't work. Against LSU, they lost. And you got to understand, it ain't a lot of great white athletes in these main team sports in America. That's one thing you got to understand. So when you do get a white-born American great athlete like Caitlin, which is she's a really, really great basketball player. It's nothing against Iowa. It becomes, white people, white America galvanize around. It's like when we get a great, basketball player as a basketball team, a lot of the brothers and sisters rally behind it. And, a lot of people got mad because she taunted her, and then they were saying that, oh, they classless, they piece of shits, Angel Reese for what she did. And my thing is, hold on, I'm trying to see where I'm going. I pretty much want to say I'm turning the wrong way here, but my thing is this. When she taunt, it's all right. It's all right when she taunts. It's all right when she taunts. When the Caitlin girl taunted him, and the excuse was when she was doing it towards her bench, not in another player's face. That was what their excuse was. She was doing it to their bench, but you still taunting. You still, even if you're doing it to their bench, oh, you can't see me, 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 you can't see me. But you're still telling the other team you can't see him. And one thing about trash talking, I found out through the years, you got to bag it up. And when you don't bag it up, you know what I'm saying? You gotta eat it. You gotta eat it. And white America continues to have these double standards. And that's the honest truth. They continue to have double standards. When we do it, it's not okay. When they do it, it's okay. It's okay. And at the end of the day, I'm not fine with that being the status quo or that being acceptable. And we be trying to fight for equal rights for years, and it's just not gonna happen. So I don't really pay attention to it. I like to know, the ones who it is about race and who are racist. Just let me know how racist you are. And the Barstool dude, over and over again, he reminds you. And just because he employed black people like, $1 million worth of Game Gilly, he backs Deion Sanders, don't mean he ain't no racist. It's just business. It's business. I seen my man's watching media say he not gonna bet with them no more. But he been like that. A lot of people might not know what he said about Kaepernick, and he went in on Kaepernick. And a lot of people felt that way. They thought Iowa was gonna do it. And LSU said no, and the sisters prevailed. So be it. So be it. And if you gonna talk shit and talk, guess what? You gotta be prepared for when you lose. You gotta eat it. You gotta eat it. You gotta eat it. gotta eat it. You gotta eat it. And for the most part, you know, and that's what I learned. Talk shit, hoop, you know, basketball, no matter what it is. I learned that too. Like, bro, you gotta take your L's like you take your W's, bro. You know? You gotta take your L's like you take your W's. So be it. You run your mouth with somebody back it up, that's what? Good game, or, you know what I'm saying? You acknowledge it and you keep it moving. You know? So be it. Gotta eat it. But then once again, you know, it shows you that white America can dish it, but a lot of times they can't take it. They can dish it, but they can't take it, man. You can't put them in our position, you know, that we've been put in America and survive. Anytime you got a silver spoon, and you know, it's hard for you to put a spoiled kid or a rich kid or a rich family in a poor community or a struggling community. You can't understand it. It's like if you take us and put us in Africa and tell us to survive, that's gonna be different. We done been domesticated and all type of shit, and, you know, dealing with hyenas and lions and going into the well and, you know, not having clothes on and having to, you know, do the work that goes into that. You know, that's, you know. So they're in the position of power in this country, you know, and when it, you know, anytime you get something that's an anomaly for them, they get an anomaly where you see an all-white team and basketball make it to the championship, only lose 2 games coming into last year. You know, and they felt good. They was hyped up. They thought, you know, she got in a little foul trouble earlier that hurt. But Angel Reese, that's who she been all year. And I didn't like when she said, well, if I was a dude and I was doing it, it'd be celebrated. I ain't like when she said that. They always want, you know, especially in women's basketball, they always want to take and compare them to the men, when really it ain't really no real comparison. I hate when they do it. Women got so many advantages, and it's to the point today that they want them all. They want every single advantage and some. They want every single advantage and some. You know, they getting greedy, but hey, it is what it is. But I mean, it is what it. I mean, you don't want the championship to be about that, but guess what? You're gonna be taunting people when you hot. When you lose and you ain't hot, people gonna rub it right back in your face. That's the trash talking game. But to turn around and call that young lady a piece of shit because she taunted her in her face, oh man, that's part of sports. You know, they was mad at Miami used to rub it in people's face, and remember back in the 80s, you know, they did the U documentary on 30 for 30, 2 of them. They was mad because Miami would party and dance and all that. Oh, it's tasteless, it's classless, it's this, is that, man. That's our culture. No matter who you was, you know, they like the old Notre Dame fight song, the old USC, you know, fight song, and the old marching dudes. That ain't our culture, bro. We got rhythm. And when you play in the inner cities, man, you see a lot worse trash talking in it than you see on TV. And what's so funny about it, Larry Bird just embraced it. He said he hooped with the brothers. He picked up how to talk trash and do all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But don't produce it if you don't dish it if you can't take it. And I don't think she took it bad. I think she understand. Hell of a basketball player. I think she understood. You know? And when you play sports, you take everything personal. Even she was taunting in the other game, and it wasn't, you know, verse towards LSU. They say this, they said all the right things, man. They took that shit personal. They took her going off of back-to-back 40 games personal. I think she almost had 40 again last night or Sunday. They took it personal. They took it personal. And to me, that's okay, man. As long as he didn't get physical, and the way the Caitlyn lady girls responded, she ate it. She ate it. So you had to respect it. She ate it. And that's how you take your trash talk, bro. You acknowledge it. You don't, make it to a shout match. As long as nobody put their hands on you, spit on you, do nothing like that, hey, it's fair game. But them LSU players and all the players in the nation, all the fans won't discredit shit that Caitlyn girl did, bro. Baller. Baller. Straight up baller. But to make it about race and stuff like that, and they always talk about black people always making stuff about race and blase blah blase this. They made it about race. They made it about race. They the ones that was out here reaching and stuff. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think, man. I mean, they want to overshadow a great tournament run by Iowa, a great championship. It was the LSU's head coach is the only coach. It was like the second coach in history to win a national championship in basketball in her second season with a team, overshadowing one of the new powerhouses in Iowa in basketball. Man, it's about females basketball. Let's not make it more than what it was. It was a great day for female basketball. The South Carolina-Iowa game was phenomenal. That game last night wasn't as competitive, but it's great for basketball. It's great for female basketball. A lot of people took interest. So let's just keep the momentum going. Caitlyn coming back next year. She have a chance to right our wrong, so we'll see. But shout out to Angel Reese and LSU. Shout out to Iowa. Big Ten proud here. University of Michigan fan, FYI. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Apple Podcasts. I'm everywhere. Appreciate that. One time for the one time. Good fella TV. Peace.